and why this style of music?
Actually, for this one, I'd like to think there are a lot of artists who already are doing this as well. It's just that I don't know. Well, this started when I was back in high school when I got in Kundirana. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Kundirana. It's a group where Ogiel Casid, Gary Valenciano own their artistry as well. Ever since hearing a lot of kundiman songs, actually we sung a lot of genres, but then I guess the kundiman style was the one that stuck to me, which honestly, which I just did for a passion project, like I said. Um, but yeah, that's how it started. It always started as me being part of Kudirana, and it just went on from there, and I've always sung similar songs.
Ooh, I see, I see. It's I like the correlation because you came from Kundirana, which stands for Kundiman and Haranas. That's absolutely perfect, absolutely beautiful. Yes, I think now we can accommodate the questions of the media. I see a few people raising their hands. Could we give them a microphone? There we go. Person at the back. You can ask your
Hi.
question.
Hi, hi Mateo. Hi friend. Okay, my question.
Hi, Denise.
Hi, what's up? Okay, so the last time that we spoke, back in January, you were still independent. You just released your second single, but now that you're releasing your fourth single under a label, how do you feel? And how did this collaboration came about?
Honestly, when it started, because yeah, like you said, I've always been independent. This was always a passion project, and I admit there were some labels early scouting, and part of it was, of course, Abyss. I guess what I just tried to do was I just wanted to continue what I was doing, and of course, I admit, of course, being independent is, I guess, much more limited compared to being a side artist. So um, I just somehow tried to decide on having a label that aligns with what I currently do, and which I respect Tim and Mr. Alvin here a lot because they've given me the opportunity to somehow, quote unquote, elevate the music while staying to its core, which is intimate and also the Kundiman sound, which, well, yeah, that's how I came to sign with Abyss in the first place.
Okay, so my next question would be, how do you envision this partnership elevating your music to a global audience?
Honestly, okay. I'll be honest. When it comes to this one, I just want to always stay true to how I started with this MATÉO thing in the first place. It's a passion project. I'd like to think it gratefully again. I'm grateful that it created noise. So I guess I just still want to keep on, I guess, staying true to my core when it comes to my music. And hopefully, Abyss has a lot of ways on how to reach more people and at the same time elevate how I sound in every production and all the things that we'll do together to, again, elevate the music.
Okay, I have a question for Sir Aldrin. What qualities of Mateo's music influenced your decision to get him for Abyss?
Um, Ever since I was probably a kid, I always loved music. So, Mateo, so his content on TikTok starts getting into my algorithm. So I was listening to his song and then I was like, "Huh." And then next day, he kind of posts every day
Yeah.
and in the evening. And that's when I actually opened my social media. And I kind of like his song. I like the modern kundiman. So it's a modern kundiman. But I like his modern folk type of song. And then so I said I looked up his Spotify and his numbers. He wasn't millions then when I was looking at him. So immediately what I do is I send it to Tim to Korea and say, Tim, I think I really like this artist. I like his song, and immediately I look up whether he's signed or not signed, because if it's signed, it's going to be complicated, obviously. So I used to work for a big network. I was 12 years with ABS-CBN. So immediately I look for whether he's signed or not signed. But I like that at the time it's like very, I would say, intrigued by his persona, because you don't see his actual face. You just see a blurry photo of him, always in black and white. And then the hope that he gets from his song is really good, that you really want to listen. So then I looked him up at Spotify, sent everything to Tim, and said, Tim, I want to sign this person. Why don't you listen to his song? I think it's going to be good in Abyss. And the good thing about Abyss is we don't try to change the artist. We don't make them sound K-pop. We want them to stay true to their music and their identity. And then the rest is, I tried to call him, he never answered. I don't know. I messaged him, he didn't message back. And then I asked someone, I said, do you know this person? And apparently they follow each other, and that's the time that I was able to get in touch with him.
Okay. Last question for Mr. Tim. Hi. How will Abyss adapt its K-pop success model for Filipino artists?
Okay. So at Abyss, we've been managing as a management and a label for K-pop artists for about 7 years now. We are home to artists such as Seokmi, Sandara, Elements, Seokjae, and many more. And I think the past 7 years, K-pop we've been very graciously given a lot of opportunities globally, where we were able to experience a lot of different situations, thus creating an efficient system within the company as a music label and management. We have a house of global A&R folks. We have a very global marketing and management team and whatnot. So I think all of these type of experiences kind of summarizes our system, and we hope to replicate that for our international artists such as MATÉO here as well. And I think your previous question to MATÉO is really kind of one of our goals in internationally expanding, which is trying to increase global awareness and audiences for artists like MATÉO. And I think with our current roster of artists, we have a lot of international opportunities where we want to leverage all of those opportunities for our international artists as well.
Right? All right, thank you very much for those questions. I believe we have another person ready.
Hi, my name is Jamie. I'm from the blog Soundcheck Manila. So my question would be for Mateo. So you said it's modern kundiman. So how do you modernize the songs, and how do you usually pick the songs that you will cover? Thank you.
Actually, for this one, at first I didn't really think it was modern kundiman, because kundiman has a certain structure,
Yes.
certain instrumentation. So I just honestly wanted to write love songs that are intimate. So that's how it began. And honestly, I don't usually cover a lot of songs because I'd like to think that it takes a lot of skill and talent to really do justice to certain songs, especially classic ones. So I'd like to at least be careful about it. And so yeah, to answer your question, I just really wanted to write intimate love songs, and then people just started saying it was modern kundiman, which I appreciate. And of course, it's flattering for them to call my music after a certain iconic genre and music style of the Philippines.
Congrats on landing on the Spotify viral chart. So I just like to have your take on this. So do you think there's like a revival of these types of songs? And do you think a younger generation is getting into these types of songs? And what do you think sparked that kind of trend? Thank you.
Honestly, for me, there will always be a place for soft love songs, especially in the Philippines. Yung nature natin mga Pilipino, mapagmahal. So, for sure, kahit anong generation, may lilitaw at lilitaw na love songs. Kasi yun nandun siya sa core natin. So, I don't think it's new. I just think, really, there's really an audience for it always here in the Philippines, especially. You know.
Thank you.
All right, I believe we have more people with questions ready. More people we get at the
Hi,
back.
Mateo. Have you tried making girls fall in love with you by singing your songs?
Ano po yan? Sorry.
Yung mga yung mga women friends mo o yung mga gusto mo ligawan, dinadaan mo ba sa kanta mo?
Hindi naman po. Actually, talagang outlet ko lang po talaga siya. Yung, because talagang passion project lang po talaga siya na wala naman po talaga ako intention with it. No, I didn't intend on having a certain number of audience watching me or listening to my music. I'd like to think nga po, ang hirap niya po i-live. Kasi po ang babagal niya po lahat. Kasi, as you may have seen, these are slow songs that are hard to do live. Because, yeah, the energy is on the really, yung pakikinig talaga. So, parang easy listening and at the same time, so, wala pa talaga akong intention with it. Ngayon ko pa lang din na-discover ko ano yung intentions ko with it. So, to answer your question, whenever po ako nandigaw with it. So,
Alright, thank you.
All right, do we have any more people with questions? I believe we have more.
Ayan, my first question is for Mateo. Kasi nga, you revived Bato sa Buhangin, which is an old classic. Was it your choice? Kasi you're young and then yet you decided to revive an old classic song.
yes
Why?
po. Honestly, to put it plain and simple, it's my all-time favorite OPM song. There are a lot of reasons why I chose the song. Even nung hindi pa po ako, even when I was still independent, I've always wanted to do a rendition of that song. And I guess Abyss just was the right place to, the right label to do it with. So I guess, yeah, I've always had it in mind ever since I was young. And yeah, I'm just lucky that I get to do it now.
I'm just curious, how did you become aware of the song? Kasi it's an old song. Where did you hear it first?
Like I said po, nung una ko po siya na-encounter sa kundiman, kinanta po namin siya. It was one of my solos as kundiman member. And I've always had that song in mind. And it has always been my favorite OPM song ever since.
And then, still about you being a former member of Kundirana, alam naman natin, the members are Ogie Alcacid, Randy Santiago, Dingdong Avansado, and Gary Valenciano. Is it a pressure for you na to follow the footsteps of these four Kundirana members?
Well, actually hindi ko po naisip natin until sinabi niyo po eh. Pero,
Sa ako na pala, hindi ko na sinabi.
pero yung, I guess, syempre po, I'm not trying to be like them naman po kasi syempre, I have huge respect for them as artists, as singers. I'm just lucky to be part of the group na rin po before. And again, di ko po siya naiisip, but then pag-isipan ko po kung gaano po kabigat yung kasi ang bigat po talaga ng pressure na kung ganun po yung susunod, kung ganun pong artist yung tatahakin po. So parang, depende po yun.
And dun sa apat na artist na yun, sino nagkaroon ka na ng encounter or experience na pwede mong i-share sa amin?
Actually po si Sir Gary Valenciano po, good friends with his son, Paolo Valenciano po. Paolo Valenciano is a concert director. He directs SB19, all the Regine Velasquez po, Sara Geronimo, Bamboo, all the major artists po, Razorheads. So,
Paano kayo naging friends si Paolo?
we work together po. We used to work together for production. For this company. And yun nga po,
Pwede mong kwento yung first time mong na-meet si Gary?
na-meet ko po siya sa gathering ng kundiman po. Sa isang church, simbahan po siya. Parang gathering po. Actually, very faint po yung memory na yun kasi sobrang bilis lang po namin nagkausap. Hi, hello lang po, nagpakilala po na kami yung current batch ng kundiman. Tapos yun lang naman po.
Na-starstruck ka ba?
Oo naman po, lagi naman po. Idol ko po yung mga.
And then my next question is for the two managers. Kay Mr. Kim, we all know that K-pop is very popular now here in the Philippines. Actually, many years ago pa. So what do you think is the secret and how would you apply that secret to Filipino artists?
I think, you know, it's very difficult to pinpoint what the secret sauce is, right? We have the explosion of artists such as BTS globally. However, I don't think anyone can really put out a straight answer to why that happened. As I said before, you know, we're very grateful as an industry, and me as a Korean, I'm very grateful that we've been given this opportunity and love from all four corners of the world. But to at least try to answer that question, I think it's the genre and the style of music that kind of really resonated to certain global fans around the world. It could be a mix of different genres and the way we present our content. As you may know, there's a lot of engineering and a lot of practice and a lot of moving parts that have to come to one to perform a very high-class K-pop stage. So I think all of that kind of really clicked with global fans. In terms of the second part of your question, where how we're going to replicate that for Filipino artists, is that we're not going to try to replicate that. I think Aldrin mentioned earlier, at Abyss, we aren't expanding globally into different markets to replicate and try to change artists' style of music. It's more about elevating the quality of production and expanding artist awareness globally and locally with better content and with more global opportunities. So rather than trying to replicate the secret sauce of the success of K-pop, we're trying to bring our systematic approaches and depth in terms of content creation and present the way we present the content, and also managing the artists on a global level post producing the content.